RiverCityGaming.com for details. One of the most well-known figures in the David Cam case has died. Funeral services were held for Sam Lockhart today. Lockhart was David Cam's uncle and his biggest defender. You'll likely remember it as one of the most widely covered cases in our area. David Cam, the former Indiana State Trooper, accused of killing his wife and 2 children in 2000. He was convicted twice and spent 13 years in prison before a jury acquitted him in 2013. Sam Lockhart stood behind Cam throughout it all, speaking with the media on his behalf and helping with his legal defense. Lockhart was a decorated Vietnam veteran, owned United Dynamics Incorporated in southern Indiana, was a graduate of New Albany High School, and was married to his wife Carol for 50 years. Sam Lockhart was 78 years old.
A car stolen at gunpoint, Ziploc bags of pot, and a chase through Louisville. Robert Page, Sean Walker, and Jakaya Herring face a list of charges after last night. LMPD says it saw a car reported in a theft Wednesday. Crime unit detectives named Page as the driver. LMPD says Walker was in the back seat of the car and Herring was in the front passenger seat. LMPD officers tried to pull them over and box in the car on 24th and Congress Street. Officers say Page rammed into an officer, drove away, and hit another car on 28th and West Jefferson. A person was hurt and taken to the hospital. Now, eventually, Page lost control and drove into a wall near 30th Street. LMPD says all 3 suspects bailed and ran. Officers say they found several Ziploc bags of marijuana and 2 loaded guns.
WDRB weather is sponsored by Windows Plus Bath Systems.
I want to start as we talk about the wind potential here. March 3rd of this year, the windstorm, we got 79-mile-an-hour winds. I just want to talk about that. That one has the lowest pressure ever measured in Louisville. That one is one of the tops of the tops we've ever seen. And this is not March 3rd of this year, just so I'm clear. That said, let's get down and get real to this. So wind advisory in effect 8 p.m. tonight through 5 p.m. tomorrow. Do I think some power outages are possible? I do. And I think we need to be concerned about tomorrow. I think that an upgrade to a high wind warning is possible on this one. And the data does suggest winds could exceed 55. And when I do my math, I come up with about 64 miles an hour as our peak potential wind tomorrow morning with sunshine. Understand that occurs with sunshine. Now, to the severe weather risk for tonight, there is a tornado outbreak ongoing over Arkansas, Tennessee, and Iowa. And there is a big tornado north of Memphis, Tennessee right now. So for our area, my opinion, and you can see the Storms Prediction Center has the moderate in the northern part of our area and the rest in the enhanced. I would tell you if you're along and west of I-65, there is a consistent signal of a greater chance of tornadoes and a greater chance of destructive winds. Does that mean there is no chance east? That would be a completely false statement. It just means, I think, that there's a greater chance west of I-65. Ooh. Now, we've got rain that absolutely is expanding. Rain right now from Flaherty through Litchfield. And then you can see this lone tornado that is a tornado-confirmed situation north of Memphis, Tennessee. And you can see there are showers and thunderstorms ahead. And then there is the primary line that goes from St. Louis south through around Memphis. Now, we made it to a high temperature of 66 after a low of 52. Our temperatures could conceivably still rise a little bit, so I think that's worth noting. Our dew point's 56. Let's just put to sleep here the wind energy. Is it enough tonight to support severe? Absolutely, it's not even close. It is tremendous. So it's quiet in New Albany. But remember, all of these cameras are going to be our eyes during the overnight hours. If you want to watch them remotely, you can. We live stream them on our website. Just go under the weather tab on WDRB.com. Our winds here are gusting to about 20 right now. We look around the area and you can see there is warmer to the west. It makes sense that the storms are more intense to our west. The dew point surge, though, is making its march to the east. So the question here is, do we have enough fuel for severe? The answer is absolutely. Is it higher to the west? It is, but it is adequate to support severe weather here. And I think we need to be weather aware, especially along and west of I-65. Here's one of the complexities. You can see there is an area of rain that precedes the storms. Now, I want you to see some of the most intense signatures are as the storms are coming up across the Indiana-Illinois border. Western part of our area, 10 to 11. Now, it's near Louisville around midnight. You just notice that there are not as many of those whites or those blacks. It just means that the storms may be coming down a little bit of intensity at this time. Eastern part of our area, 1 to around 3. Remember, Louisville, it's close to midnight. Have an action plan. I think that's always important. And then you'll notice with full sunshine tomorrow morning, you see these winds starting to really crank. That's the point where I think we need to be aware of those 50, 55 plus mile per hour winds. So 8 a.m. tomorrow to 3 p.m. is my greatest concern of those winds. It's a 100% chance of storms tonight. You know, some will be strong to severe. Tomorrow before 3 p.m., especially concerned about wind gusts over 55 miles an hour. If you have to cut the yard, Sunday's your day to do it. And we'll need to watch Tuesday into Wednesday. Look, I agree it's warm, but that may come with a penalty of strong to severe storms.
All right, Mark, thank you. Drivers be aware a bridge on the Buchel bypass will close for several days. This map shows you the closure between Plaza Avenue and Hikes Lane. The bridge is expected to close from 9 p.m. tonight until 5 a.m. Tuesday, April 4th. During an inspection in February 2021, the Kentucky Transportation Department says it found pier caps deteriorating. It says repairs were delayed until last year when work under the bridge began. For the next few days, drivers can expect to see some detours.
Reassuring new information today about that barge carrying those toxic chemicals that got loose and stuck on the Ohio River. Louisville Emergency Management telling WDRB today that methanol is not leaking into the river. Even better, it has performed 324 air quality checks in the area, and none of them detect methanol. They tested the air between 6 and 6 yesterday to 6 a.m. today. The barge carrying methanol got loose from its tow on Tuesday. It's been stuck against the McAlpin Dam since then. The chemical is used to make other chemicals, remove water from fuel, and it's also used in paints and plastics.
Well, you see them all over the road with so many of us shopping online, but what you don't see is what's happening behind the scenes to keep UPS and other drivers safe. We're taking you along for the ride.
And the Mega Millions jackpot will buy you a nice ride. $355 million. Tomorrow's Powerball, not too shabby, at $147 million.
Oh.